Hi, have you ever gone to the gym and just felt like you don't belong or just out of place? Well, everyone goes to that their first time. And so that's why I've chose to talk about the bodybuilding and gym community, and specifically bodybuilding. I will be doing that by talking about the overall attitude towards bodybuilding, the lifestyle, as well as just the community in general. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the attitude. There's going to be positives and there's going to be negatives, but let's get into the positives first. One main part of it is just self-improvement, wanting to be better, pushing yourself, like going to the gym because you saw yourself, or you might have been fat, you might have been skinny, and you just want to change, you want to improve, just work on yourself. Also, just loving being active. Like, I know a lot of people who necessarily don't want to gain muscle or go to the gym or lose fat or whatever. They just like running or they like lifting weights because they just love being active, not sitting on their phone all the time, which is great because, sitting on your phone is bad, and that's saying from someone whose average screen time is like 8 hours, and just supporting others. The support that you get from wanting to push yourself and seeing improvement in others and wanting to let them know. I can tell you, I felt lost at the gym, and then people are like, oh, you're doing great, and that's really pushed me. But there's also the negative. One can include something like body dysmorphia, where you see yourself differently. Like, I could have 10 pounds of muscle on right now, and then I could see myself in the mirror, and I could see it all as fat, and I need to improve, which can be really mentally taxing and just really hard on a person. And then also laziness. You might have just gone back from a trip, and you have time to go to the gym, but you're so tired you don't go. So necessarily it's not being lazy, but that's just an example. And it can really, it affects everyone. I can tell you right now, I don't really want to go to the gym. I'd rather play Marvel Rivals or stay at home or sleep, but I'm still going. And then also ego. Sometimes it's the opposite of almost laziness, where you think you're so good that you don't need to go or you can skip. Or as well as you lifting the weights, and then you're doing so heavy you can injure yourself, and then you cannot go. But these mindsets don't only affect bodybuilders and just people who go to the gym in general at the gym. They can also be affected at their home. So why don't we talk about that? In these lifestyles, the two main parts are dietary and work-life balance. So dietary, you can overeat or try to bulk, gain muscle. That can be really hard on your health. And the opposite, under-eating. You're not eating enough calories, so you're burning fat, losing weight. That can be really hard, and just staying consistent, especially for bulking and cutting. If you're not going to the gym, you can all that weight could be fat, and so it could be for nothing almost. Or losing that weight, you might be losing all muscles since you're not going to the gym, as well as tracking macros. It's hard. Sometimes I'm tired, man. I just want to eat like a taco and just go to bed. But to track macros, especially for cutting, I gotta measure how many grams of protein I need in a day, and then measure how many I get from the taco and how many tacos I need to eat, or how many tacos I can eat without eating too many calories, so I'm not losing weight and actually gaining weight, which can be really hard, as well as the work-life balance. Staying consistent. You got other stuff to do, man. I get that. I have a lot of other stuff I have to do, and it's just sometimes can be hard to just balance all that in one hand and still make time for the gym, as well as make time for sleeping. You gotta sleep. You need 8 hours for full recovery, and I'll actually help you in the gym getting your 8 hours. So sometimes you just gotta learn about that balance. And again, these problems don't only affect one person, they affect the entire community, which causes people to rally together, especially in the gym. And through the community, you can get motivation from online or in person. Like online, I've seen Alex Eubanks videos where it's pushed me to try something new or pushed me to keep going, or other people at the gym. Like the other day, I saw this guy at the beginning. We started around the same time. He was really overweight, and then I saw him the other day and he looked great. And, I told him, and it just really pushes me to keep going, inspires me. And then that inspiration again just pushes me to keep going. And then over time, I get this sense of belonging since I'm there for so long and I know so many people, that it really just makes me feel like a second home. And then with this, you can get shared goals, like to build confidence. Again, talking about the sense of belonging, since I've been there for so long, I know a lot of people, and the gym's a social place. So by talking to all these people, I'm learning and communicating and really getting to know people, which is helping with my social confidence and talking to strangers. As well as, again, bringing up self-improvement. We all want to be better. We're all there at the gym to improve ourselves in some way. Even if it's just you like running, you're still running is improving yourself, working on yourself to be better, just so that shared improvement. But in conclusion, we've talked about the community of bodybuilding and at the gym. And we've talked about their attitude of bodybuilding, their lifestyle, and their community. But it's not just about the community or anything like that. It's about staying together and pushing each other and wanting to work on ourselves. Sometimes we can feel stuck, and these things can help us become better. And it's about just working as hard as you can possibly be, because you can be working really hard and you not go to the gym and you can still have improvements. It's about loving yourself and just wanting to be the best version you can be. So thank you for listening to me today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.